Okay, hello. Oh, my mic needs to be a little bit closer. Hello, everyone. It's me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Welcome. Let me just make sure everything's on. My mic is on. I always want to make sure that everything is on before I start because this is live, but this will be saved if you are joining us live. Okay, so today, first, don't forget, please check out my other videos, yada, yada, yada. Okay, but today we are talking about, I'm excited because we're talking about the moon. First, I have this one little transit I want to just reflect because it is going to happen the same day that these other things are happening, the new moon and the lunar nodes. So we're going to talk about this brief little transit, and we're going to talk about the new moon that is going to enter Cancer and what we should do for the new moon and the lunar nodes. I'm going very detailed with the lunar nodes. Also with the new moon, I'm going to pull some cards here. I have a Moonology deck here for manifesting, which is great for the new moon. And with the lunar nodes, we'll go into detail, discuss, and we'll do some horoscopes with the lunar nodes. And I'll talk about the placements of the new moon. So that is towards the end. The pulling the cards, I'm going to do that for each element. That's after discussing the new moon. So back to the announcements. What else? We have, I have a podcast, which is here. So go ahead and check out my podcast. The link is down below, and it's on all the platforms. It's called Astro Tarot Insights. I talk about the current climate, current events, and I talk about it with astrology and tarot. And check out my last video. I just discussed, I talked about Mars and what we just entered in Mars. Matter of fact, here's all the transits that we have in July. And I was a little bit late talking about Mars entering Virgo, but it is what it is. It's still going to affect us, and it's the current energy now. So go ahead and check out that last video. Also, we have just a few more things. What else do we have? Oh, we have Venus that's going to station retrograde in Leo. So we have that. So I still have to discuss that. And then we enter Leo season July 22nd. So that's what we have. So let's get on. Let's talk about first this small little transit, which happens, all this happens July 17th. And I'm looking over here because my notes are over here, and I didn't want to block the screen with my computer. But so we have the Mercury squares Jupiter. Mercury is in the sign of Leo, July 17th, and Jupiter is in the sign of Taurus. And we're going to be speaking very boldly. And because of the signs, I'm thinking it's going to be about our resources. Also, it depends on where your Mercury is placed, and Jupiter. You're going to be very fixed and stubborn because both of the zodiac signs, Taurus and Leo, are both fixed signs. So very stubborn, or not really trying to budge when it comes to how you think, when it comes to your resources or your body or whatever you deem as resources. You may feel very optimistic and positive about your life. Because you're dealing with Jupiter. Jupiter is very positive and optimistic. You're inclined to make big changes because Jupiter is big and huge. So long range goals go under this influence. And the negative side to this transit is that it could be somewhat destructive if you're not aware about the sloppy details, because you're thinking bigger and you're thinking beyond instead of thinking small. Okay, so that's what we have. The nature of this transit makes it quite easy to correct any kind of faults. If you're aware of the energy at hand, then everything will be fine. You'll be able to correct it. So that is the transit of that day. But then we also have some newness here. We have the new moon. This is, if you're new to astrology, this is the transit, not the transit. This is the chart of what it will look like. This is in whole sign and tropical, if you want to know what kind. And it has the settings up there. But over here, right here, I'm pointing to, it's up here. So up here, if you see the symbol of the sun and the moon, that is the new moon. Don't pay attention to the house of where it's placed. That is just where it is exactly when it starts. And the new moon, first of all, let me just tell you about the new moon. And then also too, I just want to say everything, show you everything, the other aspects if you're willing to astrology, and where everything is placed in relating to the new moon. But we also remember have that Mars squaring Jupiter, and so you see that there. Okay, anyway, with the new moon, it happens at 11:32 a.m. July 17th, and just period, anytime we have a new moon, it requires a certain quality of that zodiac sign. So for example, if it's a new moon in Gemini, it's going to be very talkative. If it's a new moon in Capricorn, you're going to be very ambitious about your reputation and your goals. Virgo will be like about cleaning up. So what about Cancer? Cancer is all about the home, family, and roots, and internal energy. So, but overall, new moons, because Cancer's ruling planet is the moon. So anytime we have a new moon, not just because it's Cancer, anytime you have a new moon, it's going to bring intense feelings and dreams and behaviors. New moons are the astrology version of an emotional reset, because the moon is control of our emotions. If you plan your life by the new moon, you'll find that life will flow a little bit easier. I know a lot of people worship the moon and all that stuff. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying almost like how you track a calendar and how you track your period. Track using the moon. Okay, try using God's natural resources to track things in life, and just see how your life will change. Okay, you don't need an app, you just need the moon. Well, you could use an app for the moon. Anyway, if you plan your life by the new moon, you'll find that your life will flow better, and there are laws of attraction and intention with the new moon. So let's talk about when it's a new moon in Cancer, and particularly in this new moon in Cancer. If you looked back at the chart, we had that it is showing that they are going to, anytime there's a new moon, it's the moon and the sun conjunct. And it's basically like the sun is shining bright on your emotions and your internal life, especially when it's in the sign of, which is in the sign of Cancer, and it's home there. But if you look and see, they're both at 24 degrees there. If you look under the sun and the moon, there are 24 degrees, right? So I looked that up, and 24 degrees is the degrees of Pisces. So there could be some common themes of sleeping, drugs, alcohol, unconsciousness, the psyche, emotional, feet, because Pisces rules the feet, madness, shadows, things that are very unclear, and fogginess, and endings. Anything dealing with that 12th house Pisces energy is what you get with that. So alcohol and drugs, anything dealing with escapism, addiction, is really not just alcohol and drugs. Okay, so but let's talk about this new moon in Cancer. So the new moon in Cancer, which is at home, and the moon meets this energy, her home, and there is an emotional roller coaster, period, because you're dealing with Cancer energy. Family time is about checking in with your mom and dad. It's all about your home and your family. Nothing matters more than Cancer energy, especially when you have this new moon in Cancer. If you haven't spent enough time with someone that's near and dear, or someone that you consider family, this would be the time. Cancer new moon presents you with the opportunity to gain clarity around aspects of inner work, your inner life, your roots, and maybe even close familiar relationships. There may be some tension when it comes to your family and someone you're very close to, or someone you live with. There could be tension there. So remember that it's inner work, because you're dealing with the feminine energy, and the moon is very feminine. Cancer is very feminine, and it's about banishing insecurities and being very honest with yourself, and coming from a place of honesty and dealing with your insecurities, fears, and possessiveness. Also, it's very yin. So it's all about receiving instead of just like giving, because again, it's feminine energy. So seek knowledge and look for the answers within for yourself. Okay, the Cancer new moon calls for inner contemplation. Ask yourself if you're being too hard because you're worrying. Identify and drop few barriers, and also check that if you're not being too moody, because moody is with this situation. Have conversations with yourself. It's all about inner work. So the new moon is about new beginnings. and it's associated with family and emotions. And it's a time to focus on nurturing the inner child because you have that with the new moon, and strengthening bonds with the loved ones and creating a more stable, secure foundation in your life. Okay, so nurture yourself. Think maternal also. Do a lot of self-care, and also to try to pay attention. If you have kids, pay attention to your kids because you're dealing with maternal energy. Review your goals because Cancer, this new moon in Cancer, July 17th, is all about looking at your past and reflecting. We're in the middle of the year with this new moon in Cancer, so it's all about reflecting and looking at your goals from the year starting. Like, okay, what have I done? What do I need to work on? So you have that. So it's all about reflection and then cleansing during the new moon. Cancer is all about water, and it's a great time to not cleanse your home physically, but cleanse the energy internally. Because remember, Cancer, feminine energy. Feminine means internal. So take a bath, do some spiritual work. Okay. Connect to water. You can even go to a lake, a river, a creek, an ocean, a sea, a pool, whatever is your judge. Go ahead and get into water and cleanse yourself. And then you're also talking about the womb. And they're saying that when you get into a warm bath, that helps heal the womb because Cancer is maternal. Okay. So we have some tips here. Here are some tips. Hold on. For your Cancer new moon, be mindful of your words and your actions because the sun is conjunct the moon. Conjunct meaning that it's close to the moon. So there is emotions there. So you might be sensitive whenever there's a new moon in Cancer. Cancer energy is very sensitive. So be aware of not taking criticism too harsh. Be patient with yourself. Practice self-love. Okay. Spend time with the loved ones. Create a safe space because Cancer energy loves to feel safe and less familiar energy. Nurture your inner child. Those are the themes that you need to do. And it could be enjoying things and doing things for nostalgia and playing an old game or spending time in nature, reading an old story from your childhood. Okay, so let's do I have my Moonology deck here, and we're going to do pull some cards, and I'm going to do it by element, and I will do your new moon later in the horoscopes. So here we go. This is for all the air signs. So this is for my Libras, Geminis, and Aquarius. We have, for this new moon, it's all about being humble, okay? And let's see what else we have. I'm going to pull 3. Take time for a reality check, which is also about being humble. I'm going to go over it a little bit more. Hold on. And then we have breathe through the tension. Okay. And then this is saying that it's Scorpio energy. So the first one is to be humble, and it's got Leo energy. So during this new moon, whatever it is, I want you to focus on not being on a stage because this energy is talking about being on a stage. It's all about humbling yourself. And then next we have take a reality check. This is also about being on stage because it's dealing with Capricorn energy, and it's saying that you're all about your reputation and your goals, and let's focus more on internal energy. And then lastly, we have breathe through the tension. Of course, I did say be patient and meditate. Okay. And like I said, take a bath. It's time to emotionally reset. Okay. So that is for all my air signs. Now we're going to do water signs. This is for you, water signs. Water signs are Scorpio, Cancers, and Pisces. Okay, so now we have this one. It says open up to change, and it's all about being different and trying something new. And then it's Gemini, which is all about thinking and communicating during this new moon, water. And then we have be real, which is very we have 2 Aquarius energy. So it seems like it's all about water signs because you are very internal. So this time it's talking about really being with a group and really communicating with the world and not just thinking about yourself and being outside of the box, even though it's going to focus on internal. But maybe when you're setting your intentions, you're thinking more about worldly things and the collective, not the individual. And it's really about thinking it through. Thinking it through. Say it over and over. Think it through. Okay, earth signs, you are next, and that is for my Taurus, Virgo, and Taurus, Virgo, and sorry, Capricorn. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so this is for my Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, again, we have open up to change. Okay. Oh, yeah, Earth. Cool your emotions, because we are talking about it's very emotional. Yeah, just cool the emotions, calm it down. And we have, again, clear your mind. Well, this is different. The other one was saying thinking about your mind. So open up, cool your emotions, and clear your mind. Reset emotionally. All my earth signs, try something different. Sorry, I'm scratching my nose piercing. Yes. Okay. So last we have fire signs. What can we do for you guys, fire signs, for this? Okay, we have fire signs. This is Aries, which Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius. You are all fire signs. So it says to cool your emotions. Try to water it down, okay? Try to get some of that fire energy out. Also, I turned the air on, so that's what I was just telling my son to do. Relax, and look, you have the new moon in Cancer. And I'm going to read that and see what it says for everyone. And release control. Yes, fire signs. I find that fire signs could be controlling. I know that says Taurus on there, but you guys need to release some control. Let it go. Believe in God. Have faith. Okay, let me read this new moon here in Cancer, because I have the book, the Author of the Deck. Let me see what we have for the new moon in Cancer. This card's a good omen for family issues, house moves, sales, and purchases, or someone or something that needs protection. When I nature myself, life natures me back. Okay, that is your affirmation for manifestation for you guys. Okay, and just for the collective, because we are dealing with the new moon in Cancer. Okay, so I am going to do some horoscopes, and you guys can check that out after I explain the lunar nodes. So let's get into the lunar nodes. Here we go. First of all, this is a snapshot of what the sky is going to look like when the lunar nodes come with us. Okay, hold on. Let me get a sip of water. Sorry about that. Okay, so if I just want to show you something, okay, for everyone who is new here, are new to astrology, this symbol here, it's like a horseshoe upside down, and on the opposite side here there is a horseshoe facing down. The one that's facing down is the north node. The one that's facing up is the south node, and they are complete opposite of each other. They're a complete opposite of each other in the sky, and they are on the axis. So whenever you have the north node and the south node, they're always in complete opposite of each other, meaning that they're in complete opposite sign in a zodiac sign, polarizing sign. So we have Libra and Aries. Aries is the complete opposite of Libra, and vice versa. Okay, so, and what did we leave? We left it in Taurus and Scorpio. We'll get into that. But I just wanted you to see what it looked like. So let me explain the lunar nodes. So the lunar nodes change signs about 18 months, backing through the zodiac signs. They make a full cycle through the whole 12 zodiac signs for 18.5 years, which means that we learn a lesson twice a decade, every 2 decades, right? The lunar nodes travel retrograde at least once a month. So they retrograde a lot, okay? Because whenever things retrogrades, it's all about reflection, 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 okay? The lunar nodes in astrology also corresponds with the eclipse because they are connected to the moon, okay? The signs holding sway over the lunar nodes are the same signs governing the eclipse that occur during those 18 months. And that's why when I first started astrology, I didn't understand what they were saying. We're entering eclipse season. I'm like, Huh? What? Every 18 months, there's a new season. And the nodes are always in the opposite signs of the houses, which we discussed. So the lunar nodes hold the key to our destiny and ultimate life lessons. Wait, let me see. Did I put... Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure I put some more information. Let me go back. The lunar nodes hold the keys to our destiny and ultimate life lessons. The nodes reveal our collective karmic path. The lunar nodes are fated points of destiny, and it reveal our life's purpose. We took the lunar nodes for the insights into our purpose, soul growth, destiny, and evaluation. Evolution. If you hear any noise, it sounds like my neighbors are playing music. I don't know if you hear that. So let me explain. There is a south node and a north node. Okay. I'm trying to scoot my chair a little bit closer. Okay. So the north node shows the new direction we need to head together. Okay. And it represents humanity, life lessons, and what we are to learn, a person's future direction and evolution, and an evolutionary path. It's associated with the lessons learned and the qualities that must be developed for personal growth. It's all about growth and knowing what we need to do. Signifies our individual needs to expand and move beyond our comfort zone. And when I get into the south node, you'll see that that is our comfort zone. It points to the challenges and experience that will facilitate our soul's growth. Our one life's purpose is in this north node. Our one life's purpose is in this north node. The sign and house placement of your north node indicates the specific areas of life that one needs to focus their energy and embrace new opportunities. Look at your natal chart and see what is your north node, because this is what your bases are from your natal chart. What your life purpose is and what you're meant to learn in this lifetime. It represents the quality and traits an individual is encouraged to develop in her lifetime. The North Node influences, it urges us to step into unfamiliar territory and take risk and embrace true potential, the direction toward which the individual or and collective needs to evolve. While your North Node shows the traits and qualities you're challenging yourself to embrace in this lifetime. Now, the South Node, because I just said the North Node is all about lessons and moving forward. And what are we supposed to achieve in this lifetime? The South Node is complete opposite, right? Just like it's the North and the South are opposite. The South Node is all about what do you need to release? What are you so comfortable about? It reveals the shadow work and society must deal with in order to evolve. The South Node highlights our natural talents and our inherited gifts. It's easy for us. We already have this. We already know this. And the South Node represents what we're comfortable with. It also could represent your past life, energy that we are trying to move out of, release, leave behind in this lifetime. It depicts the place, energy, emotions, and relationships that we had in our past lives. It gives us that deja vu kind of energy. It shows the patterns and ways of thinking and feeling that we're bringing into our current life path. And the South Node represents past patterns, behaviors, talents, comfort zones, qualities that we naturally possess, while the South Node represents innate strengths. It can also signify behaviors or attachments that hinder us for our personal growth and prevent us from moving forward. Okay. So even though it's like, oh, this is comfortable, we have this is our gifts, but it's like, we need to move on. We got to move forward to this North Node. Okay. So let's talk about both of them connected, right? The lunar nodes pull in different directions, and the South Node will try to tempt us to have old habits and keep us from reaching to our full potential, where the North Node is associated with growth, expansion, and new beginnings. And we're releasing these endings and past experiences, and they both move in opposition, and they have that axis. And this could be in your birth chart. Look in your birth chart, and you'll see this opposingness here. Your North Node and South Node each have a lot to teach us in life. But can also become points of frustration and disaster if you're not careful. Learning too hard in the energy of the North Node can bring destruction with the South Node, and vice versa, and can turn your desires into all-consuming focus, and it drains your energy because you're just focused on one thing. You want a healthy balance. The trick is not to favor one placement. I know I discussed the North Node, and but you also want to focus on the gifts that you have, right? You want to focus on what you have to learn, and you want to focus on what is comfortable in the gifts. You don't want to just leave the gifts that God has given you that you came into this world with. The nodes work with signs that are opposite to one another, which means the movement toward one direction is a natural movement away from the opposing direction. And what else do we have? There's valuable lessons between the past experiences and future growth. Balancing energies is very crucial for spiritual development. And integrating the lessons of both nodes allow us for harmony, authenticity, and a sense of purpose. Okay, so I just explained what the North Node is, and I explained the South Node, and I explained what it looks like together. So what does it mean when it has a different sign? So I want to tell you that we just left at the beginning of 2023. The nodes were in the signs of Taurus and Scorpio, okay? And that is on the axis of complete opposite. And this happened January 18th, 2022, and it's going to end. So if you're watching this live, July 17th, 2023. So we are currently in this energy of Taurus and Scorpio. So at the beginning, when you had the North Node and Taurus, and remember what I explained the North Node, what it means, what we're supposed to obtain, you had the South Node in Scorpio, and this is what we needed to release. And that put an emphasis on the labor market and the economy and reproduction rights. With that Taurus energy, Taurus is in the physical world, while the Scorpio energy is the metaphysical realm. And our material world matters like public health, money, natural resources, food, water, shelter. Think about all those homes people were buying, okay? Remain in dire need of attention. It was all about focusing on the resources and your body. It was all about the resources of the Taurus, where the Scorpio energy was focused on money, power, sex, reproduction, death. And it's a very heavy lift. And it's also about transformation. We're done with that. We have that naturally. We needed to focus on our resources. So now that is what we just left or are currently leaving, and we're going into Aries and Libra. So what does that mean? And this is going to, it turns into Aries and Libra July 17th, and it's going to stay there until January 2025, okay? And every 6 months, also, when there is a new shift with the lunar nodes, then we have a new eclipse season, brand new eclipse season, to keep everyone on their toes, okay? And I've discussed eclipse in several videos, but every 6 months, the moon forms an auspicious connection, with one of the lunar nodes, and it creates an event known as an eclipse. An eclipse can only occur during a full or new moon. Not every full and new moon, but during a full and new moon. And the North Node, the North and South nodes show which the eclipse will occur during a season and highlight an overarching theme that everyone will be experiencing. Now, I did create here. These are the eclipse dates. We've already experienced April 20th, the Aries solar eclipse here. And I did a video on that. So you can go ahead and look at that. And that will help you understand more of the eclipse season. But here are the future eclipse, and we will discuss that. You see, the last one is March 14th, 2025. Okay. You can go ahead and screenshot this for your notes and for your future knowing. Okay. So what does it mean, this lunar nodes in April in Aries and Libra? First, let me explain Aries energy, okay? Aries is all about physical action and creating change, embracing individuality and authenticity. It's all about the self and the I. What else? It's a fire sign, so it's fueled by inspiration, desire, and direction. Aries is all about being first and being yourself and creating and forging a new way. It's all about freedom, independence, and empowerment to move. Aries is known for being independent, and it's a pioneering spirit. What else do we have? Very assertive. It likes to take direct decision action towards pursuing a goal, a personal goal. The energy encourages us to step out of our comfort zones and overcome fears, because Aries is very courageous and sees opportunities. It's a chance for because you have the North Nodes in the Aries symbol, it's a chance for us to be more independent and prioritize our passions and find our inner power. Aries is the leader of the zodiac because it's the first sign, okay? And there's a natural spirit of being adventure with this transit, and wants us to place an emphasis on personal expressions and courage, whether you decide to embrace traditional leadership roles or pursue new ways in asserting being an individual. The North Node in Aries wants us to act on your desires, our desires, my desire, your desire. Okay. It also invites us to reach on and be very courageous and be very independent and to claim the desires for our vision forward. The courage to say yes to yourself, even when that means saying no to others, which leads me to Libra energy. Okay. If Aries is all about the self, then what is the complete opposite of self? Come on, you guys, raise your hand. The opposite of yourself is others, okay? And that is what Libra represents. It represents partnership, collaboration, and seeing other people's perspective. It's very opposite of the fire Aries, and Libra air wants us to be reminded of the importance of harmony and cooperation and balance. And it's very diplomatic by nature, and it desires fairness and justice. And it's in the South Node. So the South Node in Libra prompts us to examine our approach to relationships and collaboration. It urges us to find a balance between our individual needs and the needs for others, because you've already know how to be with others. You already know how to share. You already know how to be in harmony with these close relationships. Libra harmonizing the environment through intuitive adaptation, always keenly aware of what other people may need to make peace and harmony and fairness. Libra is a sign of partners and romance, and it's a very much the peacemaker of interpersonal relationships. So that is what we have. But when you have that energy, when it's too far beyond, you become unhealthily pleasing and you become passive, and there's no peace within because you're not paying attention to the self. You're paying attention to others before your personal needs. So also too, there's identity within a relationship instead of identity with self. Okay, so what does this look like when you have these two nodes in these signs, Aries and Libra? I'm going to break it down for the collective, and then I'll break it down for the individual, because we're dealing with the Aries. So that's what you're here for. You're here about yourself. On the global scale, we're talking about collectiveness first. This transit can inspire a surge of activism as people assert their rights, because Aries is about the fight and your rights. And we got some courage now. And whatever you want to fight your rights for, what resonates within you. We may witness a wave of self-expression and rebellion against outdated systems and structures that limit personal freedom. Okay, if you thought we were at war already, get ready with this, okay? On a global scale, this may manifest as shifts in leaderships with individuals and organizations stepping up to take charge. And this is going to be very interesting when we have these political presidents during this presidential campaign that's coming up in the future. We may witness significant shifts in society dynamics and with leaders and nations to seek balance for personal goals and collective well-being. We can expect a lot of groundbreaking and trailblazing innovations too, because Aries is all about starting new and starting something very first time having. First sign of the zodiac sign is all about originality as well. So it ranks high on the much I must have kind of energy. And everything is going to be accelerated. Aries is all about coming first and moving fast. So everything is going to be faster because Aries is a speed demon. Okay. Everyone's going to be a star because it's all about me. If you thought TikTok was a big deal, get ready. I know we have Twitter and Thread, and I'm going to discuss that in podcasts. But this is all about the star. Okay. So get ready for that. The rivals and the the competition of who is the best. Aries loves a competition. Also, we have challenges for couples because we're dealing with that Libra energy, and then the opposite axis is the self. And then what does that look like for couples in their personal relationships and commitment? When we had this in history, we had a good reason to remain hopeful about the future of marriage equality. The first legal same-sex marriage ceremony was under this South-North node, Scorpio going into Libra. But take this time to reevaluate your current relationships and your partnerships and challenges that require you to balance your professional versus private. And be aware of the period of growth and awareness that's going to have with this. Now, again, we have war. I did just said this earlier because Aries is about war. I've also discussed this on a podcast because any sign right now that's in Pisces, Neptune's in Pisces, these planets that are in Pisces are going to go into Aries, and that brings some special energy. I discussed that in a Pisces, but war is one of them because it's all about uprising and being very courageous and like, no, we can start this new. I know this is what you're used to, but we're going to start something new here. This is not, we're starting over. We're doing new beginnings here. So also too, you can also look at the justice system and the scales of justice. This is going to be very interesting because you have Libra representing legal energy and justice system. So we can be fighting for the good between the process of some type of legal energy. Okay. During this transit, we may witness a global emphasis on finding common ground, resolving conflicts, and establishing harmonious relationships. Last thing is new discoveries. Aries is about new beginnings. So when there's new beginnings, there's new discoveries. Last time we had this energy, they discovered a new dwarf planet. So you have that, something new, something starting, something beginning is what you're going to get. Now, on an individual level, for a personal level, because it's all about Aries, at a personal level, the North Node in Aries invites us to reconnect to our true selves. It urges us to shed society expectations and judgments and allow us to have our unique qualities. Okay. This transit encourages us to identify our strengths and take calculated risk. Okay. Not moving fast, because you have that energy, but take calculated risk and have courage and be unapologetically yourself. It's a time to pursue personal passions and manifest your true potential. It's all about personal lives and also having manifesting your personal dreams. It's a time to set clear intentions, make decisive decisions, and pursue our ambitions with unwavering determination. This transit can give us energy to drive to take necessary steps for personal growth. What else? We will be very brave and very clear in our relationships, and it will be very authentic and courageous. Action and desires and selfhood will happen. What else do we have with this energy? Interdependence. And here are some things that you can expect. Are things that you should do. Increase focus on your personal goals with this Aries energy. Put greater emphasis on relationships because you want to have a balance. You don't want to just be so, remember I talked about harmony. So don't be so focused on yourself. So make sure you put more emphasis on relationships while putting focus on yourself. Challenge comfort zones. Get out of the comfort zone. Get out of this oh, I'm so used to having a partner doing things. No, now it's about yourself, right? But still remember to create the balance and opportunities for growth with this energy, okay? Because the lunar nodes entering Aries and Libra can be a great time for growth and transformation. It's also important to note that the effects of the lunar nodes will vary depending upon your astrology chart, which I discussed. Let me see. If you have, I'm going to do the horoscopes, but before I do the horoscopes, if you're someone who has the North Node in Aries and the South Node in Libra, okay, you may struggle with asserting yourself as a creative leader in your life. Even if you have skills to do so, your journey during this transit will be to reimagine your identity and pursue your highest aims in life without fear. You are having a nodal return, okay, during this period. And if you're someone who has a South Node in Libra, you may struggle with finding balance between your needs and the needs of others. This transit wants you to liberate yourself from what you expected, what you expected of you. Your path forward should focus on embracing growth and change within, and learn to stand on a solid ground as your own person, your own being. Okay. So in a nutshell, with this axis, we're dealing with independent versus dependent. This will also be a significant focus on taking charge and creating healthy sense of direction and growth. There's personal growth, powerful relationships, and maintaining autonomy. It's crucial to be patient with yourself during this time. Focus on the value of integrity, self-awareness, because you're dealing with this Aries and Libra, but you want to have some charm, okay? Yes, okay, what else do we have? Now we can do the horoscopes. Okay, so the horoscope's going to be a little bit out of order. Let me drink some water first before we get into the horoscopes. Okay, so the horoscopes are going to be a little bit out of order because we're dealing with the axis, right? And the axis means like the two polarities on that line, right? And so I put them together because it just made it easy for me. All right, so okay, I'll do Aries first, and then after Aries, we're going to do what is on Aries axis, Libra, okay? So, Aries. First of all, Aries, your new moon is in the 4th house. Also, before I should have said this before I did, look at your rising signs if possible. If you can't, then go ahead, look at your sun and moon. I will look at my rising. Okay. This is what I'm telling you. Okay. So Aries, your new moon is in the 4th house. So there is setting some new intentions with your home, which everything Cancer, everything that I discussed before, this is really hitting home for you. Okay. So because the 4th house is representing everything Cancer. So that is your new moon. Now, your North Node is in the 1st house. And the 1st house is all about self, appearances, your beginnings, the body, first impressions, attitude, identity, approach to life. And your South Node, which is things that you're very comfortable. So you're very Aries energy, and it's all about yourself. And there needs to be a focus on moving towards that during this energy. Now, your South Node is in the 7th house, which is everything we discussed in this whole video. Everything Aries is what we discussed for you. So you just need to listen to everything I said because it's everything involving you. Okay. You have the new moon in the 4th house. You have your North Node in the 1st house, which is Aries, and your South Node in the 7th house, which is representing Libra. Okay. So that is your horoscope. I'm not going to do your horoscope because I did it this whole video. It was all about you, Aries, which is very fitting. So yes, I'm going to refer you to look at the video, the whole video, because it's everything that you're going to deal with. Those are the house and placements for you, okay? But it's going to be a true identity for yourself. One thing that I would suggest for you, Aries, I'm going to pull a card for you just because I want to, is for you to really try not to focus on yourself. Have that healthy balance. Really, really try to focus on the healthy balance. So we have for you, your card is forgiveness. Okay. Forgiveness. Work on forgiveness, not just for others, but for yourself. Okay. And that's what we have for you. Now we're going to do Libra. Libra, your new moon is in the 10th house. And the 10th house is all about reputation and goals and your career and, the outer world and just really your goals and career. Okay. So let me see what else, some other words that I can use, with the 10. Yeah, no, I don't want to lose track, but yes, it's all about setting intentions for your career, your reputation, and, your goals. Okay. Very Capricorn energy. It could be setting some intention with your father, father figures or authority. There could be energy with that too. Okay, so that is your new moon, Libras. And your North Node is in the 7th house, which is the opposite of everything I explained. So I know we're talking about the Aries energy is about the self, but you have to really practice this balance here because your North Node is in the house of relationships. And it's just complete opposite of everything I discussed. But then there's this inner self. So you're going to have this constant battle between yourself. It might actually, Libra, be the best thing for you because there's going to be a great balance. There's an energy for the collective and an energy from the outer world that you're getting. But within your rising, there's a whole nother energy. And I think that's going to bring balance, if anything. Okay. So yes, so your South Node is something you are familiar with, and it's all about in your first house, the self, and you're probably used to that, and you're working on relationships, which is very Libra of you. Okay, so your card is Unleash Your Kindest Self, which is very perfect. Work on being yourself, work on kindness, work on love, work on forgiveness. Okay, Libra? And that is your reading. Okay, so next we have Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Your new moon is in the third house. So you're going to set some new intentions. All right, something in this new cycle is going to start with you when it comes to communication, your siblings, your neighborhood, your day-to-day events, some type of way of communicating. If you're writing a book, not publishing, writing a book for yourself. That's what you have in that third house. So set some intentions with that, and something involving that. It could be also dealing with schooling, within yourself, not university, but like learning within. Okay, learning a lot. Okay, your North Node is in the 12th house. And the 12th house is all about endings, healing, closure, spirituality, solitude, karma, old age, afterlife, what's hidden, limiting beliefs, subconscious. And that is something that you are going to be working on these few 18 months. And the eclipse are really going to affect that with you. And your South Node is in the 6th house. And what you are familiar with is organization and health and systems and analytical nature, pets, being of service of others, organizations, work habits. Yes, I said that. Analytical nature. So those are the things that you are familiar with, and you are working for spiritual energy. Okay. And the South Node is very tangible, where the North Node is very intangible. You can't touch it. So be aware of that. And the South Node is all about perfection, and the North Node is all about not being perfect. And let's just go off of our feeling and our intuition. Okay. We have the energy of being humble, Taurus placement. So be humble with this energy. It's not about being on a stage. Also, there could be a little lack of confidence. So stay with the humbleness. Don't go too far on stay balanced is basically what I meant. All right. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Scorpios, your new moon is in the 9th house. Oh, I said, yes. Okay, sorry, I'm confused. Okay, so your new moon is in the 9th house, and the 9th house is all about out of this world, not out of this world, but out of your world, which is like what country. So there's worldly energy. Could also deal with philosophy and your personal beliefs. That could be shifting and starting a new mindset with that. Publishing, if you're trying to publish a book, this is a perfect time to manifest that energy. Traveling, if you're trying to travel, that is what you get. You can manifest some energy with traveling. This is going to set a new cycle with these themes here. Okay. Let me see what else we have with the 9th house with the new moon. Very out of this, very faith, very lucky, very expansive, very worldly. Philosophy, learning new things, could maybe deal with some religion too. Okay. Your North Node, Scorpio, is in the 6th house, and you need to work on health, fitness, systems, being very analytical, pets, even work habits, organization, sense of usefulness, and being a service of others. And your South Node is in the 12th house. So you've already worked through healing and endings and closure and spirituality, solitude. There was some karma, maybe something dealing with old age, afterlife, what's hidden, limiting belief, and subconscious. You already worked on those things. And it's about working on those new things of systems. Also, keep a balance between the two. Here is your card. Breathe through the tension. It's not all about being perfect. Okay, and look at that. It says Scorpio. So it's not all about being perfect for you. So work on that. Try not to be too perfect and breathe through the tension. And you've already learned the issue of compassion. So use your meditation, use the skills that you already have to work on creating the perfect habits to balance your life out. Okay. All right. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay. We got Gemini risings, placements. This is for you. Okay, so your new moon is in the second house, and the second house is all about your resources and your body. Okay, so there's something there setting some new intentions about your whatever you deem as resources in your body, maybe even real estate if you're trying to purchase a new home. Manifest that. This is what you got with this energy. Also, your North Node is in the 11th house, and that's all about groups and friendships and social awareness, humanitarianism, technology, hopes and wishes, and the future. You have to work on that. This is what you're going to work on for the 18 months. And in its South Node, you're dealing with the 5th house. So you're very familiar with romance and love and affairs and having fun. Maybe even fertility, dealing with childlike things. I find little hobbies and being very creative and joyful drama also is what you get with that. So you've already done with that and you're very gifted at that. And you know that you're very comfortable with that. And now it's time to move on to your hopes and wishes and technology and groups. Okay. Not about the self, but really about the groups. Okay. Let me see what we have. Gemini risings, we have release your blocks, whatever you're blocking. And that is really, to me, this is Scorpio, of course. But this really is about release the South Node, everything that you're comfortable with, release it and move on to the future. And be ready for the shift. Embrace it. Okay. Gemini risings, I would assume that you guys are okay with change. So this is embrace the change and get ready. All right. See you guys next time. Bye. Hello, Sagittarius risings. Okay. Sagittarius suns, moons, placements, whatever. I am a Sagittarius rising. So I'm excited for this. And we are talking about your new moon is in the 8th house. Ooh, okay. I have a moon in the 8th house. So having a new moon in the 8th house is interessante. Okay. But it's all about transformation and spiritual growth and occultism. There could be something there. And this is things you have to manifest with. Okay. The 8th house energy is also could be dealing with other people's resources. So there could be some manifestation with that. What else do we have for the 8th house? I just associate the 8th house with major transformation. So be aware that something huge is going to transform your life. Okay. And you have to accept that. Sorry. I'm not trying to be rude and be on my phone. I don't know why these things are, that's annoying. But it's all about merging. Sorry, let me turn this off. Okay, it's all about merging. Oh, intimacy is a big thing with the 8th house. So your new moon in the 8th house, if there's something you want to manifest with that, go ahead. I said shared finances or merging something with the partners or your partner's resources. You can manifest that. Loans, taxes. If you're trying to get a loan, manifest a loan. If there's an inheritance, go ahead and manifest that. Joint property, assets, mystery too. Something that's dealing with the mystery, you manifest that. Okay. Yes. So that's what you have for your new moon, Sagittarius rising, and your North Node is in the 5th house, and romance and love affairs and childlike energy, self-expression and drama, all that you are familiar with. Okay. And no, all that you have to work forward to. Sorry. These are things you're going to work on. You're going to improve on. Your destiny is calling you to move on to that. And your South Node is in the 11th house. So you're very aware of groups and friends and social awareness and humanitarian and technology. Speaking to myself, technology was a big thing that I've been working on for these past 18 months, and hopes and wishes. Okay. So let me pull a card for all my Sagittarius risings and myself included. And we have forgive. Ooh, so work on forgiveness, Sagittarius. And you guys are great with forgiveness, but not just forgiveness of others, forgiveness for yourself is really what I'm thinking. Because especially with this Cancer new moon, but during this cycle, work on forgiving others and yourself most importantly. Okay. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Cancer placements. You have the new moon in the first house, and that's all about your self appearance. If you're trying to do a makeover, manifest that. Anything of new beginnings, manifest a new beginning in something. Dealing with your body, how your impressions that you give off, manifest some new energies on that. First impressions, really, your attitude. Okay, your identity, your approach to life. If you're being negative, you need to have some manifestations with that. Now, your North Node is in the 10th house. And the 10th house, wait, am I reading this right? Yes. Your 10th house is all about your careers and long-term goals and structure and status and reputation. Public image is masculine energy, too. It's also dealing with father figures and structure and authority, okay, fathers, experts, and fame. Okay, so you're going to be working towards that energy, Cancer risings. And your South Node, things that you're familiar with, is very Cancer energy already. It's about your home and your roots and your family and self-care, emotions, foundations, mother, children, women, and femininity. And you're a Cancer rising, so you already know all about that, or a Cancer placement. So you're already familiar with that, with your South Node being there. So your North Node is like, it's time to work on really that Aries energy of yourself with career. Unleash your kindest self. And look at that. It says Capricorn, because that's where that North Node is. Okay, it's in that house of Capricorn. So be kind to yourself and open yourself up for others to receive you. All right, so that is Cancer placement. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay, why is my mouse not working? Okay, here we go. Capricorn placements, Capricorn rising, sun and moon, really your risings, okay? But your new moon is in the 7th house. This is all about relationships. Everything Libra that I discussed earlier, that's what it is. And it's about marriage, contracts, business partners, equality, things that you're sharing, and interpersonal style. It's all about fashion too, okay? And beauty too. So when you have your new moon in this house, manifest some new start some new manifestation, some goals in those themes. Okay, that's where your new moon is. Now the North Node, and this is starting a new cycle. Okay, so be ready for that. Your North Node is in the 4th house, and the 4th house is all about home, roots, and everything opposite of Capricorn energy. But it's all about your home, roots, and self-care and emotions and family and foundations, mother, feminine energy, internal energy, and children. Now you're very comfortable, Capricorn placements, of the opposite. You're comfortable with the energy of your reputations and your goals. You're comfortable with that. And now it's time to work on the opposite. You are comfortable with your reputation and your public image and masculinity and structure and authority. So now it's time to work on the opposite. But use those gifts, okay, Capricorns? Now let's see what we have here. Work through your feelings, especially with it being in your 4th house, especially with the new moon in the 7th, okay? Work through your feelings. You see that Aries there? Use that. Be courageous and be strong, and be brave, all right? That is what I have for you. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Leo placements. Your new moon is in the 12th house, right? And that's all about endings and solitude and healing. You can manifest something with healing, and you'll probably be very emotional, and there's probably some insecurity, because that is all about the subconscious and not feeling confident in things and limiting beliefs, and also dealing with things that are dealing with the afterlife and old age and what's hidden. So manifest some energies with that. And your North Node is in the 3rd house. So this is all about the mind, thinking, and communication. Siblings, social activists, especially when it comes to your community and your day-to-day activities, your neighborhoods. Also dealing with some early education. Now, your South Node is travel, wisdom, philosophy, higher education, law, religion, cross-cultural relationships, learning, and ethics. That's what you're comfortable with, Leo, and you have to work on the things that I discussed before. All right, so let's see. You have very interesting. I'm smiling because it says Sagittarius and it says see the bigger picture. And you are already able to see the bigger picture. Use those talents and gifts that you have to work on the smaller things in life, which is your more smaller world, your intimate world, with this North Node energy. Okay. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Aquarius. Your new moon is in a 6th house. And the 6th house is all about being organized in health and fitness and systems and analytical energy and pets and being a service of others. Okay. So manifest some energy. If you're trying to organize, be organized, manifest. If you're trying to make something more perfect, manifest. If you're trying to be more detailed, manifest with those energies. Now, your North Node is in the 3rd house. And this is something you have to work. No, your North Node is not in. Wait, hold on. Something's backwards here. Hold on 1 second. Your North Node is probably, sorry, let me look at this. The 17th. Who we're dealing with, Aquarius. Hold on. I have it written down twice. Aquarius. Oops. Your North Node is in the 3rd house. Okay. So, oops, I messed up. Okay. I got to do Leo's again. But your North Node is in the 3rd house, and you have to work on your mind, thinking, communication, siblings, social activities, and interests, and neighborhoods, and early activity and education. Travel is the opposite. You've already been comfortable with traveling, and now it's all about your day-to-day activities. And you deal with wisdom and philosophy, and now it's more about really thinking smaller scale, not on a larger scale. Okay, Aquarius, it's so funny because I pulled a card for Leos, and it said to, okay, whatever. But let me pull a card for you guys. All right, and we have be real. It's about being authentic and being true to yourself. And no matter what, be free. Oh, and it's Aquarius. And you are Aquarius risings. That's so fitting. But yes, that's what it's about for you guys. All right. See you guys next time. Bye. Leos. I just did Leos and I did it backwards. So you guys are actually flip-flop. Leos, you can go ahead and look at that. I did that right before before Aquarius. But your new moon is in the 12th house, and it's all about endings. And I discussed that. So go ahead and look at Leo part 1. This is Leo part 2. Okay. Your North Node is not in the 3rd house. Your North Node is in the 9th house, and your South Node is in the 3rd house. That's why I pulled the card and it says Sagittarius. Now I can see it's saying to think big because your North Node is in the 9th house. Okay. So you have to travel and wisdom and philosophy and higher learning. You have to think about those things when it comes to yourself and think bigger and not smaller. Okay. Sorry about that, Leo. Sorry for confusing you. It's just the same things. It's just about flip-flopping. Okay. All right. See you guys next time. Again, bye. Okay. Now we have Virgos. Here we go. Okay, Virgo risings. Now you're let me drink water actually. How do people do these lives and not drink water? Okay, Virgo risings. This is about you, and we're talking about the new moon and your North Nodes. These are the horoscopes for that. Okay, Virgo risings. Your new moon is in the 11th house. Ooh, this is all about groups and setting intentions for friends and anything dealing with social awareness. This is also about humanitarian and technology, hopes and dreams. set some great intentions on all of these things, or what you wish for in the future. Okay. So that's where your new moon is. I know when I had the new moon in here, I was like, give me technology. Let me understand technology. Let me do my film equipment, all that. So go ahead, whatever those things that I just said, set some new intentions with that, because that's where your new moon is, Virgo risings. And Virgo risings, you should be living your best life right now, because we have a lot of Virgo energy here. Mars and Virgo. This is okay. You should be doing great. Anyway, so your North Node is in the second house, will be in the second house, July 17th. And it's all about working on money and work and your income and your daily routines and values and material possessions and priorities and habits, your job and your work ethic. Okay. These are things you're going to have to work on. Sorry, this phone call rang and just shifted my whole thing. These are things you're going to have to work on, and you're comfortable with 8th house energy, which is all about merging and intimacy and shared finances, inheritance, taxes, loans, assets, properties, transformation. There was probably a big change, joint ventures, anything dealing with mystery and partners' resources. Those are things you were comfortable with, and it changed. Okay. I mean, well, you were comfortable with that, and now you have to focus on your North Node, but keep a balance. Use the energy of your the part that you can go deep, and you were dealing with some deepness there. Use that energy to deal with the tangible things, because you were comfortable with intangible and your Virgo rising. So now it's being comfortable with the tangible, and it's all about the self as a collective. Okay. Let me pull a card for you guys for this new moon and these nodal shifts. We have go for it. And look, it's Aries. So it's all about going for it and starting something new, being yourself. Everything that I discussed earlier in this video is what you need to do. So go for it. And yes, embrace the new. Be very courageous. I really like that for you guys. All right. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Let's do some Pisces now. Bye. Okay, Pisces, your new moon is in the 5th house, and the 5th house is all about setting some intentions on romance, love, affairs, plays, not plays, playing, and creativity, childlike energy, fertility. If you're trying to do something with fertility, there's that, joy, self-expression, also dealing with some drama. Okay, but your new moon is in that house. Embrace that energy, manifest in that energy. Now your North Node is in the 2nd house, and the 2nd house is all about, why is this written twice? Oh my gosh, hold on. I think I messed up again. I don't know why. I was moving too fast. Let me see. And let me look up Pisces. Where is your North Node? Your North Node is in the 2nd house. And I messed up the first one. Anyway, okay, but nothing with you. Disregard that. Your North Node is in the 2nd house. So it's all about your money, work, income, daily routines, values, material possessions, priorities, habits, your job, and your work ethic. That is what you need to work on and look forward to. Okay. And your South Node is in the 8th house, and it's all about things that are more intimate and transformation, and could be dealing with intimacy. But it's very transformative, it's very deep, and it's very intangible. And now you're working on the intangible items. Okay. I mean, you're used to intangible items, and now you're working on tangible items. Okay. So be ready for that. Work on it to help your life's purpose. Okay. Let me pull a card for you. And you have the Aquarius energy of being real. Be authentic, be real, be your true self. Okay. Whenever you have an emotional outburst, sure, use your natural talents and your gifts to help pursue the tangible items that you need to pursue. Okay. See you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Virgos, this is your part 2. Because I messed up. Your North Node is in the 8th house, and your South Node is in the 2nd house. Don't disregard the new moon. That is in the right placement. And don't disregard the card that I pulled for you, which was very Aries energy. Yes, it's talking to you. Okay. Just change the shifts. I mix you guys up with Pisces because you guys are on the same axis. But your North Node is in the eighth house. It's all about intimacy and being very deep. Everything that I said that you already have, no, you have to work on. Okay. And you're very comfortable with assets and tangible things and your money and your work and your income and your daily routines and your values and materialism. You're comfortable with that. So now it's time to move forward and deal with intangible energy. Also, you could be dealing with inheritances and taxes and loans and assets and property. Okay, which is very interesting because you already was dealing with some home values, material possession. So there is a balance there. So be aware of the balance and take advantage and start something new because we had that Aries card pull for you. So be courageous with this energy, Virgos. Okay. I hope that resonated and I apologize for mixing you up. But it still is all the same thing. It's just complete opposite. Same meaning, complete opposite. All right. So I will see everyone next time. I hope you enjoyed and see you next time. Bye.